Taylor Sheridan's role in Kayce's Yellowstone spinoff marks a major change for the franchise creator. Kayce Dutton's Luke Grimes' Yellowstone spinoff is going to be very different from the rest of Taylor Sheridan's acclaimed shows. Kayce Dutton's upcoming Yellowstone spinoff show, which was recently revealed to be titled Why Marshals, was already a unique part of the franchise. Instead of airing on the Paramount Network, Why Marshals will be broadcast on CBS, one of the big three broadcast TV stations in America. It's also set to be a police procedural focusing on Kayce's exploits in law enforcement, rather than a straight drama with elements of action like Yellowstone or its prequel shows. Perhaps the biggest change being made for Why Marshals regards Taylor Sheridan. Sheridan was the creator, head writer, executive producer, and frequent director of Yellowstone, 1883 and 1923. He's exercised almost complete creative control over the entire Yellowstone franchise since its inception, which is one of the reasons Yellowstone is the best shared TV universe ever. Why Marshals, however, is set to change how involved Taylor Sheridan is with his own franchise. Despite his role as creator and main creative voice behind Yellowstone, Taylor Sheridan won't have the same role in Why Marshals. Taylor Sheridan is only an executive producer of Why Marshals, which means he won't have the same creative control over the new show that he has had in every other Yellowstone show. Instead, Spencer Hudnett is acting as showrunner for Why Marshals, meaning he'll be the one in charge of creative decisions. Hudnett is best known for writing and producing shows like SEAL Team and Unforgettable. It's safe to say that Why Marshals won't be solely Taylor Sheridan's. While this is the first time Taylor Sheridan won't be holding the reins of a Yellowstone show, it's not the first time he's acted as mainly an executive producer. Sheridan acted mainly as a producer for both Lawman, Bass Reeves, and Tulsa King, though he created the latter show. While both are distinctly Western and bear some of Sheridan's trademark style choices, those shows are also the most significantly different from Yellowstone in terms of subject and tone. With someone else acting as showrunner, Why Marshals could easily feel more like Tulsa King than Yellowstone. Without Taylor Sheridan as its lead creative voice, Why Marshals could end up being very different from Yellowstone and its spin-offs. Perhaps the biggest change, and a potential reason Sheridan isn't acting as showrunner, is the fact that Why Marshals will be broadcast on CBS. As a major broadcast station, CBS and the shows it produces have more restrictions than those produced for Paramount Network or Paramount Plus. As a result, Why Marshals will almost certainly have less swearing, less intense violence, and fewer controversial moments than Yellowstone does. Those aspects will likely still be present, just not to the same extent. Why Marshals has also been confirmed as a police procedural, which is a major structural shift to the classic Yellowstone formula via TV line. That means Why Marshals will likely feel more similar to Western police procedurals like Walker or Longmire than to Yellowstone, which is a narrative drama with action elements. It's not clear how important the procedural element is to Why Marshals yet, but the series could easily focus more on Kayce's weekly cases and investigations, with only smaller elements of his overarching story with Monica, Kelsey Asbell, and Tate Brecken Merrill. Even though Why Marshals could be significantly different from Yellowstone, there's still a very good chance that it will be in line with the rest of the franchise. Spencer Hudnett reportedly worked on the idea for Why Marshals for a year, and both Taylor Sheridan and Luke Grimes considered his concept good enough to accept via deadline. Yellowstone is Taylor Sheridan's flagship franchise for a reason, and he likely wouldn't have greenlit Why Marshals if he thought it was too different from his creation. If Marshall's is good enough for Sheridan, it's almost certainly going to be a great part of Yellowstone. For years, Taylor Sheridan has been the creative cornerstone of the Yellowstone universe, crafting a gritty, complex saga about loyalty, land, and legacy. His fingerprints are on every frame of the flagship series, and its expanding web of spin-offs like 1883, 1923, and Lawman. Bast Reeves. Sheridan's world-building has always had a signature style. Dialogue steeped in stoicism, wide shots of unforgiving landscapes, and deeply conflicted characters with a taste for violence and redemption. But his evolving role in the upcoming Kayce Dutton spinoff hints at a seismic shift in the Yellowstone ecosystem. For the first time, Sheridan is taking a creative step back, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. The new Kayce-centric spinoff, which has yet to receive an official title, but is already generating considerable buzz, represents a bold pivot for both Sheridan and the franchise. While he will remain on board as an executive producer and overarching story architect, reports suggest Sheridan will not serve as the day-to-day showrunner or write every script, a departure from his usual hands-on method. Instead, he is assembling a trusted team of writers and directors to shape the series under his guidance, giving Kayce's story a slightly different creative lens. This move marks a major change not just for Sheridan personally, but for the entire Yellowstone brand. For years, he's been famously protective of his vision. He's written nearly every episode of Yellowstone himself, maintaining tight control over dialogue, tone, and pacing. His commitment to authorial voice gave the series its distinctive edge, but it also placed an enormous burden on his shoulders as the universe expanded. With multiple series running simultaneously and new projects in the pipeline, including Landman, 6666, and more Yellowstone prequels, delegating creative authority became not only inevitable but essential. So why Kayce? Why is this character's spin-off the project where Sheridan is loosening the reins? The answer lies in the evolution of Kayce Dutton himself. Played with brooding restraint by Luke Grimes, Kayce has always stood apart from the rest of the Dutton clan. While John Dutton, Kevin Costner, embodies the political and patriarchal force of the ranch, and Beth Dutton, Kelly Rayleigh, exudes volatile power, Kayce represents a more spiritual, often conflicted path. As a former Navy SEAL turned reluctant heir to the family's violent legacy, Kayce's story has always leaned toward inner turmoil and transformation. In many ways, Kayce is the character most suited for reinvention. His journey, haunted by war, personal loss, and his ongoing battle to balance loyalty to his family with a desire to forge his own path, offers fertile ground for a more character-driven, introspective series. By stepping back, Sheridan is allowing a new generation of storytellers to explore that journey with fresh eyes, potentially taking the Yellowstone universe into new emotional and thematic territory. It's a strategic risk, but a calculated one. Sheridan's continued presence as executive producer ensures that the spinoff will remain anchored in the ethos of the Yellowstone world. But by not scripting every beat, he's also signaling a willingness to evolve as a creator. This approach mirrors what other major franchises, like Star Wars and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, have had to do as they grew beyond their original creative architects. Expansion demands collaboration. And with Kayce's spinoff, Sheridan seems to be acknowledging that no single storyteller can shoulder the weight of an empire indefinitely. There's also a deeper meta-narrative at play. Sheridan's shift parallels the thematic arcs he so often explores in his work. The handing off of legacy, the tension between tradition and progress. Just as John Dutton has struggled to let go of the reins and trust the next generation, Sheridan appears ready to let his world evolve in the hands of others. It's a move that reflects both confidence and humility. For fans, this change offers a unique opportunity. While the core Yellowstone series, slated to end with its upcoming final episodes, has delivered spectacle and high-stakes drama, the Kayce spinoff might offer something quieter and more intimate. With a new writing team at the helm, viewers could see a deeper dive into Kayce's psyche, his relationship with Monica and Tate, and his quest for spiritual clarity following his visions from the Season 4 finale. The spinoff could embrace a slower, more contemplative rhythm, something more akin to prestige drama than pulpy Western.